What's up, y'all? We in the garden. I had kind of got started harvesting this callaloo, and I want to show you how I do. Now, let me say this. It really don't matter. Look who out here with me. Got Iris with me. It really don't matter. Iris, don't eat the callaloo. Really don't matter really how you harvest it. But let me show you how I do. Come on. Thank you. Let's get Iris step out the way. So usually when I harvest it, y'all see where it's a branch. At every little node, it'd be a new branch coming off. I harvest it right above a branch. That way, that'll come on out and make some callaloo. And then if you want to get these bigger leaves, I'm not cutting the branch off, I'm cutting the leaf off. These grow just like tomatoes. It'll be a branch, then a leaf. Branch, then a leaf, okay? And you can definitely harvest those leaves, okay? And then this part here, I would step on this side, thank you. This part here, I'm gonna cut it down kind of far, but same thing, I'm gonna cut it above a branch. Y'all see how short I cut that? I'm gonna cut this one the same way. So that's all that callaloo. I'm gonna get that cicada off of there. Let's go up here in the front end. Come on, Iris, you got to walk. You talking about you want to be out here with me, you got to come on. You can't hold me back. I'm gonna come over here and harvest some callaloo. Iris, get out the way, thank you. Iris ain't a very good camera girl. She bees in the way. Hey, let me tell you something. Don't get too carried away over there. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and cut this. Make sure this is callaloo, I'm good. I'm gonna cut that. And when you cut these, you can tell that the stems is real tender. Cause they cut real good. Cut real good. And y'all, you get so much, so you just gonna tap, but you ain't eating nothing, but you just tearing it up. Stop it. You so doggone bad. Oh, you bad. I mean, just like a little old child. Never in all my years seen that dog just gonna sit up and tear up my callaloo. Ain't gonna eat it, just gonna tear it up. Come on, Iris, don't hold me back. You got to come with me. Y'all, Iris getting older. She trying to get belligerent on me. I ain't gonna let her. She got to remain, as they say in the horse world, supple. And supple means, you know, willing or easy to do what you want them to do. Okay, and it may look like I'm just cutting this stuff off so low, but I'm not. Yeah. Okay, don't knock the camera over. That's what I don't want you to do. All right, we got all our callaloo. Let me go over here and pick up your other pile. Hold on, y'all. There go my pile. I gotta get my pruners together. I don't want to cut my finger off. If you supposed to be eating it, you can have some collars. Let me break you off some leaves. Guard the dog. Can't have your dog in the garden with you. Wait till I give them to you. Jesus, you already the queen of the house. I don't know why. Jesus, you think I didn't feed you. Okay, y'all. Jesus Christ. Come on, Iris. When my feet go to moving, your feet need to go to moving. Ain't got all day there to be fooled with that. Iris, don't go on that side of me. You're tripping me up. You're tripping me up. Okay. Hold, y'all. Y'all hold 1 second. I got to get myself and the dog together. Come on, Iris. Come on up this step. Good, goobly goo. Okay, now we got Iris hooked up. Let me get this knife out my pocket. Cause you got to have a knife when you're gonna do your callaloo. Okay. Ooh. Know what y'all can see and what you can't see. You wanna see this? Let me show you what this shirt say. Y'all read that real nice and slow. Go pick you up one. Come on, Iris, come get you. Okay, but you're gonna have to back up and eat this. She gonna try to eat this right next to my feet. That ain't gonna work. I'm trying to what? Nah. Okay, so I think I've shown how to do this callaloo before. But y'all, it's a process to this callaloo. So these leaves ate up like that. I don't too much food with them. I'll probably compost them. They ate up a little bit too much for my liking. Something like that I'll eat. I just make sure I wash them real good. But I'm gonna wash all this real good anyhow. Put that bag behind me. All these little bitty, like I said, that's a bit too much ate up. Excuse me. And I just kind of separate them. Ooh, I may have to put something on, people. Hold on, I got to put something on. Cause these mosquitoes is rough this month. You eating? Is it good? Okay, y'all. I'm back out here. Let me light this doggone candle. Shoot. I hope this do something. Look at this here. I don't want them mosquitoes tearing me up. Okay, I think that'll hold. I think maybe that'll keep them back, maybe. Good, goobly goo. What the hell it want? Well, I just lit it. Maybe it'll take a little while. Woo! Cause I don't want to stand out here and get ate up. I go in the high before I do all that. So anyway, these little branches, break them off. They fine. But like for instance, these stems, which this stem I got a feeling is too hard. But y'all see how, so callaloo, the stem part, you have to peel it. You take your knife, kind of cut into the end, grab it, and you have to peel it. These stems here are too hard. So you don't want to let your callaloo get too doggone hard for you. Harvest it. Now don't worry, you can always eat the leaves. If the limbs present to be a little hard, you can always eat the leaves. But like up here, that feels a lot more tender. And you, like I said, you can tell it. Because when you cut through it, your knife should slip through it real easy. But you want to get all that stuff off on the outside, because that stuff is fibrous. It's just like when I showed y'all before how to peel the squash leaves. When you eat your squash leaves. Oh yeah, that's tender. That's tender. And down here it's kind of hard. See how? So I'm pressing and, but right there it went right through. That's the part you want. So yeah, some of my callaloo did get a little big. but it's okay. But you want to take off these leaves, flip it around. See, some are already hanging. Cut in just a little bit, and you want to peel that. Because when you cook this, you don't want all those real fibrous strings in it. It makes for a not so good eating experience. But the younger it is, the more tender it will be. Just like I'm gonna take all these off. Just one of them days. Okay. Get out of my stuff back here. I was just having a good old time back here. She done ate up what I gave her. And now she think, well, I don't know what she think, to be honest. So like I said, she done ate up what I gave her. Now she trying to move on to something else. I need to be putting all the stuff I don't want. I need to be putting it in a... I'm putting it in a pile, but I need to be putting it in a bucket by itself. Like I said, some of the holes is alright. All holes is not alright. And you do want some of the stem in your callaloo, because for texture reasons, callaloo has a beautiful texture because of those stems. So you don't just get all, you know how the leaves cook down to just about nothing. But because you have a little of that stem, you get a nice texture variety. It gives it a little bit, you know, just a little for the chew on. This is tough. Okay. But see there, see how you can, it'll peel the way it's supposed to peel too. It'll go on up into the leaves. But when it's real tender, you know, it'll go to where it break. But this tops is so tender, it's not even much to be fooled with. And the part you peel off, you just compost. Some of this, the stem ain't even that big, and it's still kind of a little tough, a little bit. But so what have y'all been? Iris, I pray you ain't back here eating my seeds. I got a seed pack back here, and I hear her chewing. Wait a minute. Make sure you're not back there eating my seed, because I'm not going to have it. Like I said, anywhere where your stems is too tough, just compost them. Anywhere where the leaves are too holy, just compost them. Don't feel like you have to eat every single leaf, every single stem. You do not. And look over it kind of good too. If I see any beetles or worms, anything, I try to pick that stuff off before I go in the house. I don't want to. Really, Iris back there standing on my stuff. But see how it's taking that much to cut through that? That's tough. You don't want to eat that. That's tough. But you can see how quickly when you grow callaloo, especially this Jamaican variety, they call this elephant ear amaranth. That's another name for it. When you get this variety, you'll quickly realize how much food you can have, because the plants get so big so fast, and like I said, they do regrow. Okay. And don't worry, y'all, that part I bite into, I usually cut that part off, even though it's my food, but still. But yeah, you want, just like you think that's thick, the Jamaican callaloo will not get as tough like some of these other callaloo. See all that I'm peeling off? It don't get tough like those other ones. The stems, I'm saying. And so, like I said, when you cook that down, ooh, those stems, you get a good, it's not a crunch. I don't want nobody to think that callaloo be crunchy. It's not like that. But it's just, it's a nice little textural difference. I don't care what nobody say. I feel like, pull this up so I can get a little bit more flame on that. I feel like callaloo beats spinach, regular spinach, any day of the week. I will gladly eat callaloo any day of the week before I eat spinach. Not saying I don't like spinach. I like spinach. But once I tried callaloo, I said, I see why they eating this. I see why. It's delicious. And it's also very healthy for you as well. If you don't know what's in callaloo, you can look it up. But if I'm not mistaken, it has a lot of iron in it. But it's got other stuff in it too. I'm sure with all these fiber strings, it's got a lot of fiber in it. Granted, some of that you're going to peel off, but you're not peeling off all of the fiber. So don't think that. You okay back there, baby girl? Can I have a kiss? You always trying to lick my mouth. Boy, it don't never fail. I want you to kiss me on my jaw. Yeah, you bad. You bad. I already know it. Just bad. Do you want a leaf? Let me give you a leaf I ain't gonna eat. Do you like that? She probably just gonna tear it up. She usually don't eat callaloo. She usually just destroy it. They, like I said, I don't know what that is about dogs. They like to destroy stuff. Well, mine do. Put it that way. Not all dogs. Mine. They like to destroy and do. But they don't destroy everything. They usually generally destroy their toys. Like they don't, when they was, well, when the babies was puppies, they did. They destroyed a couple of pair of shoes I had, to my dismay. They definitely tore that up. Lord, I can hear them birds up in the tree. And them doggone cicadas too, that I can't stand. Feel that real good. So today I'm cooking callaloo, and I got some lady cream peas I'm gonna shell. Cooking both of those today. This is what Iris tore up. So that tough part I'm gonna compost. This little top part, look how she did that. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. Okay, let me get the leaf off. Get the leaves off and throw that chewed up piece of stem away. This is kind of tough. Okay, that's tender. Like I said, once you grow this, you get a feel for it with your knife. You can tell when you cut it if it's tender or not. You definitely can tell when you cut it if it's tender or not. Because like I said, the parts that's tender where you want to eat, your knife will just glide. It'll just, if you got a sharp knife. Y'all, if y'all ain't using sharp knives, please use sharp knives. Don't be out here in these streets using dull knives. They're dangerous. Dull knives are more dangerous than a sharp knife. Cause y'all see how good I'm getting this done. Hey, what's up? Y'all see how I'm getting this done with no fear of this knife, cause it's sharp and I don't have to apply that much pressure to cut. I apply a little bit of pressure and I'm good. I'm gonna cut down in here, make sure I got all that fibers out of there. Yep, see there, had some more. So when you do one part of your stem, see, I'm gonna see this piece of stem is tender. I'm gonna keep it, but I wanted to go up a little further and peel down some more. And see, now when I grab and try to peel, now I was able to get something there, but on that other side it was good. So like I said, you can tell when it's no more on here. Cause see, it'll be something to peel. And you peel that. You got all these keys on like a jet. Shut up. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Hush. No, ma'am. I don't care nothing about hush. Y'all stop all that. Oh no. No, sir. See how they cut up? You have to get them together before they get out of order. If you let, hey, breathe. Breathe. Cause you too old for that anyway. Ain't gonna bust a grape. Oh no. If you don't get off my door, I'll be in there to tap that ass. Child, that's one thing I can't stand. Get down off of stuff you don't pay for. Anyway, but you'll be able to tell, cause see how I'm trying to peel, ain't nothing to peel. Okay, wait, I got one more stem. And then I'm gonna shell these peas. And then I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all tell me if y'all like these videos watching me do stuff. This be the mundane part of gardening that a lot of people don't necessarily understand, that this is actually the harder part. Yeah, you harvest, but you got to get all this stuff together for the cooking. Show y'all what I got. So all of that is the keep pile, okay? Now let me see about, hey babe, let me get my bag. You was cutting up, wasn't you? You wasn't gonna do jack squat. You always barking. You don't own that side of the street. You're gonna have to start to understanding, okay? Okay, give me a kiss. Okay, well fine. Don't give me no kiss, but don't think you're gonna get no treats. You hear? Baby. Oh, Iris. Okay, fine. I'm not finna try to help you for to sit down, cause I don't even know what you're trying to do. So I got me a sack, y'all. Let me tell y'all this. When it come to my peas, I don't shell them suckers when they green. They're too hard to do. I know some people love that and they want fresh peas, and cause it ain't gonna take you but 10 minutes to cook the peas and all of that. Well, I got news. When you let them dry and they ain't been dry that long, it ain't gonna take these that long to cook. But I'm not interested, cause see, watch. All you have to do is just open. See how they fall out? See how they fall? It just falls out. All that way you wear your thumb out and your thumb be green and stuff. I'm good. I don't have a desire. I don't have a desire for that. I can wait till mine dry. They don't taste no different. They don't taste no different. So Iris, you could at least pass me the peas. Pass the peas like they used to do. Pass the peas like they used to. You don't like James Brown? You have to get out of my way, ma'am. You slowing me down. Oop, I lost one. Iris will eat these peas. Let me show you. Pea. Show the people. Look at them. And they can't eat peas, y'all. It ain't gonna hurt them. It's just a little. Uh-oh. Am I still? Okay, I'm still rolling. But yeah, it ain't gonna hurt them to eat those. Just a little protein and a little whatever in them. I don't give them too many. 1 or 2 here, though. Sometimes when I ain't paying attention, they eat the pea, the pod, and everything. That's how pitiful. You can't do nothing with these dogs I got. They just like old goats. Somebody wanted my recipe for callaloo. Okay, let me give it to you. My recipe for callaloo is real simple. I cook it about like how the Jamaicans cook it. Jamaicans usually grate a carrot over in theirs. I'm gonna be honest, you don't need to do that. You can just take your callaloo, make sure you wash it real good, and then I chop mine to where it really don't matter how you cut it up, but I just cut it to where you're not gonna have no great big old pieces of leaves in there when you get through. I don't cut it down super fine, but I do cut it down. Chop up you an onion. I chop up some garlic. And I put my onion and garlic in the pan first. If you're gonna grate you a carrot, go ahead and put that in there. If you're not gonna put the carrot in, don't worry about it. You need a little tomato. You don't need much tomato, just a little bit. You want to dice up that tomato. You do not have to put the tomato in if you don't want to put the tomato in. At that point, that's when I dice up me a hot pepper. Put as much hot pepper as you want to your taste. I make my stuff spicy, but not enough to blow your head off. And you can use whatever kind of pepper you want. Of course, traditionally, you probably would use a Scotch bonnet pepper. Now, let me say this. If you want to use a Scotch bonnet pepper, but you can't take that Scotch bonnet heat. Oh, no! Don't you hear me trying to give this recipe? Okay. Now, if you... I don't want these in there. These gonna be fit for seed. Some peas, y'all, they be so little and kind of scrawny like. Let them be your seeds. You want nice kind of fill out peas like that there. I done dropped that, I get it. But hush, Iris. Sit. 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 I done exactly. Come to yourself. I would suggest that you calm down. Anyway, she hear that dog across the street barking. But anyhow, cut up your hot pepper, put that in there to saute with the onion and the garlic. And then, let's see, what else do you need? At that point, that's when I start adding my callaloo. I add my callaloo after it's been washed and chopped with the stem now. And if you want to cut your stems, you want to dice your stems about the same size as you dice your hot pepper, because you don't want no great big old pieces of stems, but you kind of want little pieces of little hunks of stems, you know, smaller than bite size. Put all that in there, let that saute. Then I start adding my seasonings. So at that point, I'll add a little bit of ginger. I'll add a little bit of turmeric. I'll add black pepper. I'll add, what else do I want? Usually in the Caribbean, they're going to add Maggi. So if you want to add Maggi or some type of chicken bouillon, you can do that at that point. And you want to start tasting to see how it tastes. You're tasting for you to see, do you need some more salt? Do you need some more black pepper? Do you need some more, you know, whatever? So, let me see what else. What else? Really, you kind of can put whatever kind of seasonings you want to put in there. But that's mainly all I put in there, y'all. It really is. And, oh, I meant to say this. When I start sauteing the onion and stuff, I will put a little olive oil in there for the onion and garlic and pepper to saute in. You don't want to burn your stuff up, so put just a little olive oil. You don't need much. You know, maybe a tablespoon or so. Just enough to kind of coat the bottom of your skillet. And I be doing this in a skillet. Not no big old pot, y'all. You don't need no big old pot. And then callaloo got enough water in it to where you shouldn't have to add any water. I've never added any water to callaloo. Like I said, cook down and water is released from the callaloo itself. So I've never had to do that. So yeah. That's my recipe, y'all. Let it saute down until the leaves and stuff is at the texture that you want them. So you're going to want to be tasting. Y'all, when you're cooking, you should be tasting. If you're not tasting while you're cooking, I don't know what you call yourself doing. Because how are you supposed to get the flavor adjusted right if you're not tasting? I ain't all this wait taste at the end and all this, and then the stuff be messed up. That ain't going to make it, okay? So be tasting the whole way along, and that way you'll know, you know, and don't just add heaps of stuff in there. Add a little of this, little of that taste. Okay, I need some more black pepper. I need some more salt. You see what I'm saying? Add you 1 clove of garlic and taste and say, I think I want a little bit more garlic. Or if you do a hot pepper, add your little piece of the pepper. And then, you know, that's good enough. Or now I want some more. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Sit, Iris. Iris, sit. You so bad this morning. You done got old and belligerent. Anyway, and y'all, if you think you may want a Scotch bonnet in there or habanero or something, but you want the flavor but you don't want the heat like that, y'all, take the pepper and put it in your stuff whole. And when you be stirring it, just be careful to not bust that pepper open. It'll give you the flavor, but you won't have all of that heat down in there, okay? And then when it's flavored how you want with that pepper taste, go back in there and take that pepper out, okay? That's the way you keep from blowing your head off. And you can do that with any pepper, any hot pepper. If you just want the good flavor, but not all of that pepper, then you just do that. You know what I'm saying? Put it in that hole and then take it out, okay? Don't try to be a hero and put all that in there and then you can't eat your food. You be to mess your food up. Okay, so that's the way you kind of do that. But yeah, y'all, this is the part about growing peas that a lot of people, but you know, cause see, I know this ain't all the peas in there. That don't look like a lot of peas, but keep in mind, peas swell up when you cook them. They swell up when you cook them, okay? And I got some more to go. I got some in the house. I really want to taste those Burkina Faso cow peas. They're so beautiful. I know they're gonna make a pretty pot of peas because they burgundy colored. But y'all, when you pea pods, these lady cream peas, they productive now. Cause I'm getting, you know, about 20 peas per pod, roughly, somewhere in there. And when you're shelling, also be looking. Sometimes you have damage from bugs and stuff. And if you can help it, just shell out the good peas, because you don't want to do all this shelling and then you got to go in the house and then pick through and still pick out bad peas when you could have did that while you was shelling if you was paying attention. See, my granny, she used to beat ass and you get in the house and it's a whole bunch of peas in there that ain't no good. Because that means you wasn't paying attention when you was shelling, because you would have saw those like peas with holes in them where bugs done ate into them, because sometimes that happens. Or something happens and the pea doesn't form all the way. You want pretty peas and you don't want to have to work twice. If you pay attention while you shelling, you won't have to work twice. You can just go in the house and you can wash them, and you may still have to pick through them a little bit, but you won't have to pick through them that much. You know what I mean? So once again, y'all be thinking, and if you ain't never cooked peas or had nobody to teach you, show you how to cook peas or whatever, I'm telling you and showing you. Stop. Hush. 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 Your whiskers tickling me. Hush. He ain't bothering you. Shh. See, and this is why I had him out here, because Uno, that's enough with all that hollering and whining. Uno's such a big baby. He's a big ass baby, afraid of everything. But this is why I had them out here, so they can be exposed to stuff, so they can get desensitized. I hadn't had Iris out here in a long time. Used to be people pass by, she wouldn't say nothing. But now she sees strangers and she over here growling. But she getting a little better. But you know, that's part of dog ownership. It's always something to train, always something to work on, always something to, you know. Because if you never work on it, they never get any better. I'm going to have to get to a point where I bring Uno out and let him sit out here with me. I'm going to have to do that. Because if I don't, he'll just keep whining, and that drives me insane, y'all. Or like when I come outside, he don't want me to be outside, so he whines and barks and tries to get me to come back inside. You know, that's spousal abuse, you know. I shouldn't say spousal because we ain't married, but you get what I'm saying. That's abuse. Okay. Now I still got some more peas, y'all. We almost through, then I'm gonna let y'all go. But like I said, I got more peas in the house. I got some peas back in that's already shelled. And I've got to pick some peppers from the garden. I'm gonna get one of those spicy Janes and cut up in these peas to make the pea. If anybody wants a recipe to the peas, it's fairly simple. I take some smoked turkey because I can't find smoked pork that I like. This pork they got now ain't about a lot of that. It ain't got no taste. It's a whole lot of bone and gristle and stuff, and don't hardly be no meat on the stuff. So I just use smoked turkey. I use the turkey leg. You can use the turkey wing. It don't really matter. But I take that and I hold on, y'all. I take that turkey wing. I don't know what that paper towel was for, but anyway, I take the turkey wing and then I boil it for a good little minute. And once I boil it for a while, oh, I put my onion and garlic in there too. I chop up my onion and garlic, and you don't have to chop that up real fine. But I put my onion and garlic in there. And then if you wondering what I'm doing, let's see. If you wondering what I'm doing, these are peas that I had already shelled, but I didn't go through them. This cow is over here eating. Anyway, she just over here just eating anything. So these are peas that I already shelled, but I'm picking through them because all of them aren't good. It's some tiny ones. See, these I just shelled, and I knew I wasn't. Actually, I was gonna save them for seed. When you save them for seed, it don't matter if you got good peas or what. It just really don't matter. It don't matter if they little. None of that matters. So, but now I'm going through them cause I'm picking out the good ones, what I'm gonna eat. And then all the other ones I'll save for seed. All those little bitty ones and all that kind of stuff. So, look at you blowing like old freight train. You mad cause they barking? Huh? But anyway, my peas, I boiled my turkey, cut up my onion, put it in there with the smoked turkey. And let that boil until the turkey meat start to get tender. Now this is smoked turkey now, not regular raw turkey, smoked turkey. I cook that until the meat get tender and start to come off the bone. When it starts to coming off the bone, that's when I put my peas in. Okay? Now I be done washed and picked through my peas. And then I go ahead and put them in. If I want them spicy, I chop me up a hot pepper and put in there. I'm gonna be honest, in my peas I almost always put some kind of pepper, even if I put sweet pepper. So after I put my peas in, I chop up my peppers and put them in there too, just to help season the flavor a little bit more. Let me see, my onion and garlic and stuff be already in there. Now, I leave it right there. About the only other thing that I might put in at that moment is some turmeric. And I know y'all gonna say, what you put turmeric? That ain't a traditional, at least not to my knowledge. But I put turmeric and stuff for health, y'all. Turmeric ain't really got no taste. Put it in there for your health. It's anti-inflammatory, okay? Also at that point, I will put some oregano in there too. I'll put oregano in there. Yeah, oregano. Sometimes I put thyme. It just kind of depends on what mode I'm in, but I put that in there too. That ain't necessarily traditional either. Like my granny didn't put that in her peas. My granny pretty much just put. She was real simple. She didn't put a lot of herbs and stuff. She put her smoked meat in there and onion, garlic, and pepper, and that's really about it. But I will put some oregano in mine. You don't have to put that in there if you don't want to, if you don't like taste of oregano, whatever. But I like a little bit more taste in mine. So I puts it in. Then once I do that, see how many peas I got in here. Yeah, I got to keep. Then I let that cook. I let that cook until those peas get as tender as I want them to get. I don't like my peas to be mush. Some people do. Like my neighbor, he like his to be mush, but he'll tell you in a minute his teeth ain't good, so he don't like all that chewing. Now mine don't be hard, but they most definitely don't be mush. Then I start tasting. If it's not salty enough, which to be honest with that smoked turkey it usually is, but if it's not salty enough at that point, I may add a little better than bouillon. If I ain't got that, I may add a little salt. But and then a lot of time I keep my peas fairly simple. I don't put a lot of stuff in it. Usually that's, I'm trying to think, is it any other seasoning I really put in there? Yeah, that's about it. And I'm gonna be honest and tell you this. Excuse me. If you put better than bouillon, the one that's good in your peas and stuff, and if you're gonna put that in your green, The best one is the ham flavored one. Cause like I told y'all, it's getting hard to find good pork or good ham flavor stuff. That ham better than bouillon straight. Y'all forgive me, today ain't the day, call. And I tell you, my allergies is cutting up something fierce. They've been cutting up ever since I woke up. I can just tell, whatever it be in the morning when you wake up and whatever blooming or whatever going on, I can tell it as soon as I get up. But anyway, but yeah, I keep my peas super simple. I don't put a lot in there. The onion, the garlic, the turkey meat, they do most of my seasoning. Okay. That's my heavy lift as far as when it comes to I'm just dropping. That's my heavy lifters when it comes to seasoning my little old stuff. And that's pretty much the recipe, y'all. But I know this video wasn't much of nothing. I just figured I'd show y'all some of the stuff I go through before I get ready to go in here and cook some of this callaloo and peas and stuff. Hush, sit. So I just wanted to kind of show y'all that. And until next time, see you guys later.